What's up guys, my name is Marius Dohne. I'm a pro from South Africa. I've had my IFBB Pro card for the last 5 years. I retired in 2011 where my last show was the Olympia. And this year I'm back about 10 pounds heavier than I was in 2011 and getting ready for the New York Pro. These videos I'm releasing so that you guys can see what I'm up to, how I train. As you'll see, I'm a little bit depleted and I don't actually go heavier on the weights. I actually stay on the same weight, and as I go through the reps and the sets, my rep range gets lower and lower. So it basically just means that my glycogen is depleted. Today we're training shoulders, very strong point of mine, a genetic strong point, so I haven't really spent a lot of time on shoulders. I always train shoulders with another body part, so I focus more on the other body part than I do on the shoulders. So today we train shoulders and triceps. I feel triceps are a weak point of mine, not so much when I train, but more so much when I'm on stage, when it's not pumped. My triceps tend to pump a lot before I go, when I train, but otherwise it's actually a weak point. So enjoy, hope you guys like what I show you.
So the first exercise we start off with is side raises. This is one of my favorite shoulder exercises. I believe this is what puts the bulk on the shoulder and the width. So I do about anywhere between 7 and 10 sets of shoulders. Pretty much I try and stay with about between 12 and 15 reps depending on energy levels. But yeah, this is basically what I believe is the exercise that puts the bulk on the shoulders, and this is what I swear by. The second exercise we do is shoulder press. Now I know most people like to start off with shoulder press, and because it's such a compound movement, but I prefer to do side raises first and just finish off the shoulders completely and do like a pre-exhaust and then go into the press movement. Sometimes I'll vary between the machine press or free weights, just depending on how I feel. But all in all, I believe always to do side raises first and then the presses afterwards. I just find that this method works best for building the shoulders. And then the last and final exercise that I do is bent over side raises. Yeah, I basically just do something for the front part of the delts, something for the side part of the delts, and then obviously the rear delts. This exercise I believe is one of the best exercises for the rear delts. I try and lift my pinkies up to the sides when I do this movement, and it's just basically all about focus and just focusing on the rear delts and trying to lift it properly and feel the contraction where it should be felt. So that was it for the shoulder workout. Like I said before, it's such a strong point for me, and it's something that I don't really put a lot of focus on. I'd rather spend more time on a weak point and get the weak point up. So in my opinion, my triceps are a weak point, although looking at this video and seeing how I pumped, it doesn't really look like a weak point. But when I pose and when it's on stage, you can basically see I don't have huge triceps, and for me it's a goal to have big triceps. So this off season I'm definitely going to concentrate on putting on more size on my triceps. So this is basically this would be a second workout for my triceps in the week. I'll do it with shoulders, as you can see, and basically just start off with push downs. I try and keep my elbows as close to my body as possible. I try and keep the movement as strict as possible, and I don't really go as heavy with this movement. Maybe it's because it's off season. I'm just trying to focus more on the contraction than anything else. But definitely getting a pump and feeling a good strong contraction in this exercise. The next exercise is skull crushers. I believe this is the exercise that puts the meat on the tricep. Sometimes I'll have a high incline, sometimes I'll have a medium incline, and sometimes I'll do it flat. All depends on how I feel on the day. Sometimes I'll use an EZ bar or a straight bar. All in all, I believe this is the exercise that puts the meat on the tricep. So I try and do a lot of these, and I try and focus on keeping the elbows in and just feeling the contraction and using a relatively heavy weight. The last exercise I did for triceps was single arm pushdowns. You can see by the video, and you know, the triceps are already blown up, and that's purely because of the skull crushers. So this is basically just the finishing movement, putting the blood in the muscle, concentrating hard on getting that contraction really deep. So for me, this exercise basically is all about the contraction and all about the pump, and just feeling the blood into the tricep. And that's it, guys. That's my shoulders and tricep workout. I just need to say a couple of thank yous. I need to say thank you to my wife for all the awesome food that she makes. She's a brilliant chef, and I'm so blessed to have her in my life. Thank you to my brother and my family for all their support. Thank you for Ambassador Media for all their support and always being there for my videos. Thank you MD and Peter McGow for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. And thank you to Virgin Active Westville and Etienne for allowing me to do these videos. Thank you to my sponsor, Olymp. You guys are absolutely brilliant. Thank you for the flights and all the awesome supplements. And then also thank you to New York Natural Vitamins. Guys, I'll see you soon. I can't wait. Above all else, I've got to say thank you to the Lord, because without Him, I am nothing. Peace.